Hey there. Have you ever been to South Africa? The climate there is so diverse and fascinating.
No, I haven't been there, but I've heard it's an incredible country with a wide range of climates. What's the weather like in South Africa?
Well, South Africa has a variety of climates due to its size and geographical diversity. In general, it has a temperate climate with warm, sunny days and cool nights. However, the climate varies significantly depending on the region you're in.
That sounds interesting. I heard that the coastal regions have milder temperatures due to the influence of the ocean. Is that true?
Absolutely. The coastal regions, especially on the eastern and southern coasts, experience milder temperatures because of the moderating effect of the ocean. The warm Magulhas and cold Benguela currents influence the climate along the coast, making it more temperate and less extreme compared to the inland areas.
That's fascinating. What about the inland regions? I assume they have a different climate pattern.
Yes, you're right. The inland regions, especially the central and northern parts of the country, have a more continental climate with hotter summers and colder winters. Places like Johannesburg and Pretoria, located in the Highveld region, experience hot summer days with afternoon thunderstorms and cooler, dry winters.
It must be challenging to adapt to such diverse weather patterns. How do the people of South Africa cope with these climate variations?
The people of South Africa are quite resilient and have adapted to the different climate patterns over generations. In the coastal areas, where the climate is milder, agriculture is a significant part of the economy. These regions are suitable for growing crops like citrus fruits, grapes, and subtropical fruits.
That's impressive. What about the arid regions? I heard there are deserts in South Africa. How do people and wildlife survive there?
Yes, there are indeed arid regions in South Africa, including the Kalahari Desert and parts of the northern Cape Province. In these areas, both people and wildlife have adapted to the harsh conditions. Indigenous communities, like the San people, have lived in the Kalahari for centuries, relying on their deep knowledge of the land and its resources for survival. Wildlife in these regions, such as oryx, springboks, and meerkats, have also evolved specific adaptations to thrive in the desert environment.
It's amazing how life finds a way to adapt to even the harshest conditions. Are there any significant climate challenges that South Africa is currently facing?
Yes, South Africa, like many other countries, is facing climate change challenges. Changes in rainfall patterns, increasing temperatures, and extreme weather events pose significant risks to agriculture, water resources, and biodiversity. Droughts have become more frequent, affecting both rural and urban areas. The country is taking steps to address these challenges through initiatives focusing on renewable energy, water conservation, and sustainable agricultural practices.
It's crucial for countries to address climate change and work towards sustainable solutions. What about the coastal areas? With rising sea levels, are there concerns about the impact on the coastal regions of South Africa?
Absolutely. Rising sea levels are a significant concern for South Africa's coastal areas. Many coastal cities and towns are vulnerable to the impacts of sea level rise, including erosion of beaches, flooding, and damage to infrastructure. The government and local communities are working together to implement measures such as beach nourishment, building sawwalls, and restoring wetlands to mitigate these risks and protect the coastline.
It's good to hear that proactive measures are being taken. What about the impact of climate change on wildlife and ecosystems in South Africa? I imagine there are unique species that might be at risk.
Yes, South Africa is incredibly rich in biodiversity, with many unique and iconic species. Climate change poses a threat to these ecosystems and wildlife. Shifts in temperature and rainfall patterns can disrupt natural habitats and affect the distribution of plant and animal species. Some species may struggle to adapt or migrate to more suitable environments, leading to population declines and potential extinctions. Conservation efforts, including protected areas and wildlife corridors, are crucial to helping these species cope with the changing climate.
It's heartbreaking to think about the potential loss of such unique biodiversity. Are there any specific conservation initiatives or projects in South Africa that are noteworthy?
Definitely. South Africa has made significant efforts in conservation, and there are several noteworthy initiatives. One of the most famous is the Kruger National Park, which is not only a tourist attraction, but also a vital conservation area. There are various community-based conservation projects where local communities are involved in protecting wildlife and natural resources. Additionally, organizations like the World Wildlife Fund, WWF, and South African National Parks, SANParks, collaborate on initiatives aimed at preserving biodiversity and raising awareness about the importance of conservation.
That's great to hear. Education and awareness are essential in tackling climate change and preserving biodiversity. It sounds like South Africa is making strides in that direction. Thank you for sharing all this information about the climate in South Africa. It's been incredibly insightful.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could share this knowledge with you. South Africa's climate is indeed fascinating and diverse, and it's essential for people around the world to understand the challenges and efforts being made to protect this beautiful country's natural heritage. If you ever get the chance to visit, I'm sure you'll be captivated by its beauty and the resilience of its people and wildlife.